Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Friday morning for me, probably Friday evening for you, live stream here on YouTube. I'm just going to connect to the Instagram, let everybody in Instagram land know that we're here live on YouTube. Then we'll start answering questions, talking about denim, showing off some new stuff, and we'll see where this live stream takes us. It's always a fun adventure with everybody. So let's get on Instagram. Paul Thompson says, Vegas here, Vegas in the house. Let me know where you guys are from. Let's see how far and wide we're reaching here on YouTube with our live stream. Like I've said before, I'm streaming live from Yokohama, Japan. I hope you guys are having a good week and I'm winding my week down. Saturday morning for me is my live stream. This is the end of my quote unquote work week, but it's my favorite part of the week, hanging out with all you guys. Hello everybody in Instagram land. We're streaming on YouTube right now. We're gonna do I'm gonna stream in both places for a few minutes, but if you want to catch the entire live stream, head over to YouTube right now. Go to our page, subscribe, and you can watch live there. You can also join in on the live chat there as well. So let's start. Let's take a look at some of the questions. Hello from Iowa, David T. in the house. Hello, everybody. Branddog124. He's from Ohio, New Jersey, Smalls, 1989. Good, Bedford, Oakland in the house. I haven't been to Oakland in a while. The last time, was it the last time? The second last time we were in the States, Risa and I did a Bay Area tour. We were visiting all the customers out there. We miss going out there. We were just talking about it yesterday. It was a great trip, and hopefully we'll be able to come back to America real soon. Philip Flora from Syracuse, New York, I'm assuming. Matthew Bradwell, Portland, Oregon via Philadelphia. Getting used to watching these Friday afternoon instead of night. Oh, that's right. I guess you got the big time change from East Coast to West Coast. Everybody in YouTube land, hello. In Instagram land, join me on YouTube right now. Head over to our YouTube channel. Watch us live there. I'm only going to be streaming for a few minutes here on Instagram, so head over to the YouTube channel if you want to join in on the live stream. Nobody writes. Nobody. I'm sure a lot of people are looking for that username. Nobody writes, just got a pair of the Elephant X Weird Guy. They're stiff as F, and I totally love them. The thing about heavyweight denim, especially the first time, if this is your first time getting to heavyweight denim, that feeling of, there's something substantial here. Like, this is not a regular pair of jeans. It's a very intimidating and kind of cool feeling the first time you put on a heavyweight pair of jeans. I hope you're enjoying them. And they're a beast. Enjoy. And, definitely keep us posted with your fade progress. Speaking of fade progress, I forget who it was, but they mentioned that, because I talked about showing off my Nightshade stitch selvage, and I kept saying I was going to do it, and I didn't do it. I finally have them here. So if you're watching, make a comment in the comment section, and I'll show off the Nightshade stretch selvage fades today. Eric Bennett writes, the Ohio State Invest Ian DC in the house. Blue Steve Blue in Ohio. Looking forward to my first pair of Naked Famous Crimson Sky in transit now. Well, speaking of the Crimson Sky, that jean was made based on the Nightshade stretch selvage, so you'll have maybe a little bit of an idea of how those jeans are going to fade when I show those off today. Holland in the house, fantastic. No Coast BBQ, Pedro Cortez, Northwest Indiana. Tarek Penick, Canada in the house. We've got L Sanchez, 1984, Mississauga in the house. Hometown. One of my hometowns. Toronto, Mississauga, the GTA for the 416 to the 905. Old school area codes. Tarek Penick writes, missed my package today. Was supposed to get my Weird Guy Crimson Sky. I really hate when that happens. We got, I mean, getting, you get that little piece of paper, especially on a Friday. If you're going to like the post office to pick it up and they're not open on the weekend, it's definitely not a fun feeling. But I hope you get your jeans soon, and I hope you get to enjoy them soon. On Instagram, we've got my Dogrix. I can't even say that properly. Hello from the Philippines. Hello. And for those of you watching on Instagram, head over to the YouTube channel right now, because we're going to be ending the stream on Instagram shortly. We're going to continue the entire stream on YouTube. So head over to our YouTube channel right now to continue watching the live stream. We're going to give this another minute. Head over to YouTube, guys. Okay. Richard Meza writes, watched Battle Royal for the first time after the live. Bunch of okay signs. Yes, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Oh, I'm presuming you enjoyed it. By the okay signs. I guess that's an okay means okay. Watched Battle Royale for the first time after the live. I hope you enjoyed it. Great film. I wonder how many other people got to watch that movie. It would be would we be able to make a if we ever did a collab? I don't know what that gene would look like. I have no idea. That it'd be interesting. Like some titles, like some movies that I would love to somehow work with. I wonder what that would be. I mean, what would we do for that? Who knows? That's a tough one. That would be a tough one to figure out. Juliana Hernandez, howdy from San Antonio, Texas. Howdy. I was talking to a couple of friends from Austin last night, and I've been talking to Brandon, and I think if we open up another Naked Famous Denim store, I'm interested in Austin. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't happen. I'm not really. It's still too early. We're just It's just brainstorming right now. But we definitely want to make another store in America. Richard Meza writes, greetings from a whale's vagina. San Diego, I presume. Anchorman. Da Beast 2500. Will the Meteor Selvedge fade? And if so, how? I'm not sure how the melange yarns behave over time. They're not really gonna fade. You'll get them to go from like the pale gray that it is to white a little bit if you wear them really hard, but that's not really a jean that is specifically designed to fade. That is like, if you want a clean pair of gray jeans, this is more of a casual / business casual kind of jean. That's what you're getting into there. As far as it like fading hard, that's not the jean you should be looking at. Branddog124, another Ohio friend. Hello. We got the whole world in here. In a Name writes, nowhere to buy Naked Famous Denim in DC. We unfortunately we don't get to decide where our jeans are sold. That is until we start opening stores everywhere. But we're not that big yet. We're not at that point. So if there is a local retailer that you think would benefit from having Naked Famous Denim, mention it to them. Say, hey, I love this brand. This is the thing. I definitely mention this relatively often, that you guys have a lot of power when it comes to retailers stocking our products in your local area. Because when you talk to your local retailer and you tell them that you like a product or you recommend a product to them, they're way more inclined to take that kind of advice, because now they're hearing it from a customer. If they hear it enough, they're not going to just maybe the chances of one customer mentioning it maybe isn't strong enough. But if they start to hear it enough, then that shows them that there is a demand for this product. And retailers are very cautious, as they should be, especially now, because their dollars, every dollar that they put out into acquiring product, that has to turn into profit for them. That's how they keep their lights running, and how this all works. So speak to your local retailer about that type of thing, and it may just happen. It may just happen because when I approach, they see me, I'm a sales guy. That's it. And they get approached by salespeople every single day. Carry this, carry that. We're the best. But they don't know me from nobody. So unless they've done their research, they've heard about our products, through the grapevine, which includes customers. It's me approaching them is not going to be as powerful as them hearing from their own customer base that there is a demand for a product out there. A little bit of a ramble. I don't know if it all made sense, but I hope it did. Okay, everybody. Elia3583 on Instagram writes, you need a retail location in the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. Mall locations are very difficult, I have to tell you. Mall locations are very, very expensive. Way more expensive than street level. You do get, of course, a roof over your head and parking and all that stuff. I get it. But oftentimes, here's one thing a lot of people don't know, and this can also apply to physical retail locations, that the landlords, but most especially in malls, they take a cut of sales. So unless you're doing a tremendous volume, you're not, that's why a lot of malls, that's a reason why a lot of malls are struggling, is because the landlords in malls are very greedy. They take crazy amounts of rent, and then they want a cut of your sales. And, it's just, there's only so, without jacking up your prices, there's no way that you're going to be or having it's jacking up your prices, creating a giant margin. That's why malls have been taken over by corporate, big time brands, because they have the margin to do that. There's a reason why a lot of brands, especially mall brands, are always on sale, right? Because the regular retail price is fake. It doesn't really exist. It's just made up, and they do that so they can have a super overinflated retail price, so that they can offer it always on sale, so that you feel like you're getting something on sale. So there's a lot of levels to that. I'm sure many of you guys are pretty aware of this type of retail behavior, but malls are, unless we're gigantic, we're not getting into any malls. Unless some mall is like, hey, we're going to give you some crazy deal. But from my understanding of mall business, it's just not the case. So if we are ever in a mall, it's because we got a crazy deal. But we're not actively looking to be in any malls. All right, guys on Instagram, thanks for joining me on Instagram. Continue watching this. Head over to our YouTube channel right now, and you can continue watching the live stream. So I'm going to head off here on Instagram. Keep watching us on YouTube. See you guys later. Okay. All right. Now we're fully on YouTube. I wish I could stream to both. Maybe I'll have to figure that out at some point. I don't think I can stream from I'm pretty sure I can't stream from my computer to Instagram. I might be able to do it to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but I don't have a Twitch account. Don't know if I want to. I don't know how many people on Twitch want to watch denim related content. I think it's more gaming stuff. KL Siu writes, hello from Hong Kong. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Chunky Beast here from LA. I Crescendo writes, ordered my first Naked Famous pair of the Dirty Fades, should arrive next week. Enjoy them. If you want a great example of a faded pair of Dirty Fades, check out we did a fade review video on them. My pair is hung up in our on our fade wall in our office, and when I head back to Canada, I plan on doing a bunch more fade review videos, because I'll have access to so much more jeans. At some point, we'll do another dirty fade. We'll do more, so that you get an idea of the different ways a particular pair of jeans can fade. So more of that content coming soon. Decibels. I'm assuming it's decibels. Currently wearing Canadian tuxedo, left hand tool pants, Frankenstein forward jacket. It's the way to go, my man. It's the way to go. You know, we Canadian tuxedo, big fan. But it's I know it's not easy for everybody. You know, we just released the Meteor Selvedge today, and in the Meteor Selvedge video, you know, I showed I don't know, like I put on a denim jacket just to show like that it's a little bit easier to do the Canadian tuxedo, or you don't even look like you're wearing a Canadian tuxedo so much when you're wearing a denim jacket paired with like a contrasting jean. But somebody in the comment section pointed out that, you know, doing the opposite is also just as, you know, easy, where you can have an indigo jean and like some kind of contrasting jacket. So they mentioned that, you know, the Meteor would have been perfect for that, and I agree. The Meteor would have been perfect for a denim jacket. You know, coming into in the fall, we don't actually have much in terms of really contrasting denim jackets. I really should have kept that in mind, but maybe for next time. Matthew Bradwell, Battle Royale colors are gray for the uniforms, camel for the island, and red for blood from the rising sun. Right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to. There's sometimes just mashing all the things in together doesn't make like a perfectly cohesive product. Right? Like if you had red weft with camo and I don't know. I'm not really sure. Gray jeans with the red weft. I don't know. We'd have to. What I really wanted to do was, what was it called? There's a plant called bloodroot, and I wanted to see if we can get a natural dye made from that, because obviously I'm not going to dye with blood, but to be fair, I'm sure that is a thing. Probably with some kind of animal's blood, but I'm not interested in that. And I don't know. I would have no idea the first place to get that done. I'm sure it exists in the world, is what I'm saying. But bloodroot as a plant, at least it's got the name blood in it, and I wanted to see if we can get that made into a dye. We couldn't figure that out. Maybe at some point we'll revisit it, but I think that would be a key essential feature for like some kind of bloody collaboration. You know, if we were to do something that was a little bit more on the you know, horror violence scale. You know, for when for Mortal Kombat, you know, we were talking to them, and that was the key for me to making that collaboration work. But I couldn't get it done, so that kind of fizzled off. So not to say that would never happen. I could certainly revisit that as a project, but yeah, it would. I want to figure out how we can make it extra bloody. Okay, a lot of questions. Thanks for being so vocal, everybody. Hello from Germany again, Angry Mike 88. Will Hernandez writes, "Hey Bezad, I'm getting the orange beanie that just came out from Raised by Wolves Fall Winter 21 collection because it reminds me of my Doberman Pinscher. Please make a dog shirt." We do need to make more. You know, we give the cats a lot of love. I don't own a dog. I wouldn't mind owning a dog. But we definitely need to make some more dog shirts. I think we need to show the dog lovers some love out there. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. Yao Ming's friend writes, late to the live stream, and I log in for these truth bombs. Well, I will definitely try to you know, at some point maybe I'm gonna run out of truth bomb stories. I don't know. We'll see. Tarek Pinnick writes, any plans to do another run of the vintage nudes? So that style is actually kind of all always on our mind. Like we want to do it. We want to do it. But my feeling towards that is I want to do it with a partner. You know, whether that's with The Hub or with like Playboy or, you know, Penthouse or something like that. I want to do it like that. I want to have it as a collaboration item. And I don't know why, but actually, you know, like I've written to Playboy a few times. I don't know. Remember people? No, that was. Anyways, I wrote to the corporate office a few times. Never got a response ever. I'm hoping at some point I'll keep trying, and maybe at some point I will get some kind of response. One time, and it just came to my head at a trade show. So I think Penthouse has a store in Los Angeles somewhere. And the buyer from the store approached us to carry the brand Naked Famous for the store. And I guess he was just enamored by our name and our logo. He's like, oh, it's going to be perfect. I'm like, it's not going to be perfect. So like this is not a, anyways, it didn't work out. But I wonder if I have that guy's business card somewhere. Maybe I could, try to figure that out. But yeah, I think if we were to do vintage nudes, it would be fun to do it with a classic skin magazine brand. Johnny Crumhorn writes, and this is a little. I don't think younger audiences remember. There's a Seinfeld episode about it as well, but. Dear Penthouse, I never thought this would happen to me. But like, there was a whole Penthouse letters, and are they real? Are those real? Like these situational type things. Now all that stuff's on Reddit. People just put all their stories out there. But that was a thing for a long time. It's kind of it's amazing how it went from the transition, I guess. But. Yeah, I think it would be appropriate to do it with a classic brand like Penthouse or Playboy. I think personally, both would be really nice if we could work with them. It's amazing how that even just that idea has become like I don't think it would even be very taboo at like in this day and age. In 1996, sure, that would be freaking holy cow, crazy. But yeah, in this day and age, it wouldn't be taboo at all. It's just kind of fascinating. There was a interesting documentary series on Hugh Hefner on Amazon Prime. I forget what it was called, but. It was some kind of docu-series on Hugh Hefner. It was kind of very interesting to learn about the history of Playboy. And also, what's his name from Penthouse? Larry Flint. He's a very interesting character, free speech advocate. What's his name? Woody Harrelson played him in The People versus Larry Flint. It's a good movie. But yeah, there's some fascinating characters. Anybody who's done anything to that scale is going to be a fascinating character for sure. They're interesting to know. Electric Bamboo Glue 2 writes, The Hub does apparel too, and Richardson has a Selvedge jean too. Yeah, I've tried reaching out to The Hub, no response. They're a Montreal-based company too. So, what? Something funny is that I remember a while ago, maybe 2 years ago or so, we were trying to hire an in-house like photographer, videographer type person, and we wanted them in-house. But we kept getting like all these freelancers applying for the job, and we were trying to it was nonstop freelancers, and we would explain the job is full-time. They'd come in for the interview, and they're like, yeah, I'm really looking for freelance, and I'm like, you've just wasted my time. Um, so anyway, that was very frustrating because that was happening all the time. But everybody's resume was like everybody worked in the like at some point they were working in kind of some sort of adult video editing. So like they're like, okay, here's my reel, and like I click on the reel and it's just stuff. So I was like, wow, everybody in this city is working in this industry. It's crazy, and so everyone in the damn city is working in that industry, and nobody will respond to my email. Don't know why. Del Hershey writes, would you guys do another collab with Street Fighter in the future? Yeah, I don't see why not. I think there's room there to do something else. Maybe, Street Fighter Alpha series or Street Fighter 3. But at the same time, sometimes I think, you've done it. Move on, maybe. I don't know. The thing is, like a lot of our products, sometimes people become aware of the brand much later than, something was released. So, they're online, they find this cool stuff, and it's really, really difficult to get a hold of. So, the re-release or the reissue and, that kind of stuff comes to mind. So, when it comes to Street Fighter, we did 3 rounds of Street Fighter. We did a lot of products. So, I don't know, but that was all based on Street Fighter 2 world. Alpha would be cool. There's a lot of great artwork from Alpha. A lot, like Alpha 2, Alpha 3, the artwork's fantastic. Street Fighter 3 especially, the artwork's fantastic. So, yeah. It's a name, right? TMNT collab, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We actually spoke to them. Yeah, and it didn't pan out. But the reasoning for that was I think they were a little hesitant when it came to our logo. I don't know. I think that kind of scared them off a little bit. I think they saw that and they're like, this isn't the kind of brand we want to associate with. Maybe that, we had some people on their team who seemed eager. We had some people who on their team who might have been a little bit hesitant because of our name, our logo. I don't know. So I'm not sure. I mean, they are a quote unquote, they're a Nickelodeon. It's a little bit more like, I guess the presentation these days is definitely junior. It's younger people. So they might be worried about something like that. I don't know. I'm sure we can. This is not the last time we'll talk to them. I'm a big Ninja Turtles fan, of course, and obviously it makes great sense, doing the Turtles. So maybe one day, but I don't know. Fossil Draws writes, I want an Akira collab just for the jacket. Now, let me tell you, I'm currently, I've got one of our guys who sometimes helps us arrange these things. He told me that Akira is basically impossible. They just don't do collabs very often. Like he told me, he's like, I will approach them. I'll talk to them, but he prefaced it with, they don't approve anything. Like they're very protective of that, and they it's just not really a thing for them. Now, that's not to say that they don't do product from, here and there, but they're very, very selective when it comes to that. So I'm not holding my breath for that one. Obviously, I think it's a great one to do. It's certainly one that I've wanted to do for a long time. So we'll see. I also had the idea in my head of like the non-collab collab, where we make jeans based off of something, but we don't use any of the iconography, which might work well for a lot of people, because I know there are some people, they don't want the embroidery, they want things to be a little bit cleaner, or more subtle at least. So that's an idea where I could take the colors and the themes of something, put a collection together, and bam, the non-collab collab, heavily inspired by something. I don't want to get sued either. It's just, You don't want to get sued. That's good business practice to follow. So we'll see. Trey Dillon writes, speaking of collabs, would you guys ever consider Resident Evil? Yeah, I mean, that's part of the Capcom universe. We have a relationship with Capcom. I could see that at some point. Yeah, I could see us, doing some kind of Resident Evil project. That would be kind of cool. Even doing denim jackets with the umbrella logo on the back. That would be kind of cool. Brandog124, RoboCop jeans. I'm a big fan of the RoboCop. Big fan of RoboCop. That would be cool. Pedro Cortez, the no collab sounds great, Bezad. I think that we'll test that out. I think that we'll test that out. Electric Bam Boogaloo 2 writes, Nike has been notorious for doing the non-collab collabs for many years. Their SB location has so many examples. Yes. I mean, they do colorways based on things. And Fossil Draws writes, quote unquote, Bezad, you don't want to get sued, Bezad, as a quote. They're a big company. They've got lawyers and they've got all kinds of stuff to, look into things and protect them. We're not a big company. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, sometimes we'll get lawyer letters for the dumbest things imaginable. One time, I'm not going to say the company. I'm not going to do that. And so we got a lawyer letter, a cease and desist for a product that we put out. And they thought we were infringing on their trademarked name. We did not use their trademark name. We used the generic name. Like there's Kleenex and tissue. We called our product by the generic name. And so they sent us a lawyer letter to cease and desist selling this product because we were infringing on their copyright. They said that they're aware that our product is not named using their copyright, but on websites like Google and Facebook, there have been posts in reference to their trademark, and therefore, I'm like, I'm not responsible for what other people write about our products and making a comparison to, such and such. That's you out of your freaking mind. Anyways, we never even bothered responding to that letter, but like, those are the kinds of letters you get. Like when a company has corporate lawyers and they think they can get a dime from you, it's like the nail that sticks out gets the hammer, and that's what it is. These people are, I'm going to call them villains, and their job is to try and make sure that their jobs are seen as important and useful for the company. So obviously they have to sue people from time to time. So they're just on the hunt for any little possible thing that they can do to show their company that they're of use, and they're villains in so many respects. Can you imagine a world without lawyers? They're not all villains, but there's a certain type of lawyer that is a villain. Yeah, so Bezad knows, don't get sued. Avoid it at all costs. Just, man, yeah, anyways. I want to do the non-collab. I just have to be very careful in the way I present the non-collab. I'm not going to make any claims. If you guys want to make claims about what these look like, it's up to you. That's your call. I'm not going to say anything. I've just put a couple of colors together and themed it on something. That's it. Pedro Cortez, the Stars denim jacket would be brought by so many cosplayers. Wouldn't be shocked if they instantly sold out. When we made the Trunks denim jacket, Some people were upset that we didn't do like a, crop top, actual trunks denim jacket in purple. Yeah. Although like, yeah. I don't want to make cosplay uniforms, but I mean, if some things like align perfectly, that's fine. But yeah. And you might be surprised how. Yeah, I don't know. Like, when we did the Ghostbusters collection, we were gonna make the jumpsuit. We were like, the Ghostbusters team. We were talking to them about the jumpsuits. They were sending us detailed photos of the actual jumpsuits worn by the cast. They have them in their archive, so they're taking up some pictures. They even offered to let us borrow one. But another great offer was they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys can come to California, and I guess the studio or whatever. You could see all this stuff in person." Yeah, I wish we got to do that. We never ended up making the jumpsuit just because we thought, I wonder how many people would actually buy. Like, it was a lot of work. It was going to be a lot. It was very, it's basically a flight suit, and there's a lot of zippers and pockets and things like that, and it would have been quite pricey. And we're like, I wonder how many people would actually buy this. Yeah, there's a lot of Ghostbusters fans out there. A lot. There's a big fandom out there, but a Ghostbusters jumpsuit, raw denim jumpsuit. I don't know. Anyways, it didn't happen, but it's just one of those cutting room floor ideas. Louis Cicada writes, Back to the Future denim. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I would love to own a DeLorean one day. I still would. I don't even have a driver's license. I don't even know how to drive, but I would like to own a DeLorean. Smalls 1989 writes, quote unquote, Bezad T knows. Bezad, now that's confidence. I just know how to avoid trouble. Generally speaking, that's just been a way of life for me. You see trouble ahead of you, just veer off a little bit. You don't want it. It's no good. Yao Ming's friend writes, fun fact, Guy from Street Fighter wears SB dunks. Does he now? I didn't notice that. They're more obvious in Alpha, but can still be seen in Street Fighter 4. I don't think SBs were a thing during the Alpha time. What year did SBs start coming out? Might have been mid-2000s, but Alpha 3, I think, came out in like 99 or 2000 or something like that. So, yeah. Brandog124 writes, Send thoughts, lawyer, the vulgar denim. Thoughts, lawyer? I'm not sure what that means, but yeah. Juliana Hernandez writes, Pulp Fiction denim. Big Quentin Tarantino fan. I would love to do a Quentin Tarantino series. John Carpenter series, Quentin Tarantino series. That would be amazing if I could do that. Don't know anybody there, but I would love to do those. Those would be real like box set, amazing. Naked Famous Denim collab. Yeah, I was. This week, Risa and I went over to Erotica. So Erotica is the store, a Rock and Jelly Beans store. We carry the Erotica line at Tate and Yoko. And Rock and Jelly Bean, for maybe people who've been following us for a long time, maybe people who know him just for his artwork. He's a very famous poster artist here in Japan, and even internationally, he's got a very big fandom. I collect his artwork. I'm a big fan of his, and he's done posters for Kill Bill. He did one for True Romance. He's done a bunch of different movie posters. The Dead Don't Die. He did a poster for them. he he likes doing like 60s 70s style kind of grindhouse monsters, sexy girls. It's you if you go to Tetsunyoko, you go to Erostico, you'll get an idea of his style. He did a poster for Alien, he did a poster for Friday the 13th. He's done a lot of cool stuff. And we did a collaboration with him before, and we've still maintained a good relationship with them. And we were talking about, because we want to do another one. And anyways, Jelly Bean, he's a busy guy. He's always got projects. So we're trying to find out what's the right project and the timing for that. So hopefully we'll be able to get something done soon. But I was talking to his guy there about Quentin Tarantino posters, and I guess he did a movie poster for Kill Bill. And I was like, how did that work? And he's like, oh yeah, we did that poster through like another company who has a close relationship with Tarantino. So yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I also wonder if like everything's all under like one distribution. Like different movies sometimes have like with Nightmare on Elm Street and like Friday the 13th, like it's like New Line Cinema and like another company share rights. So it's not very clear who you have to get like the rights done through. But yeah, I will look into Quentin Tarantino set. I would love to do that, and John Carpenter. I think that would be a fun one too. Frank has proof, writes, I mocked up the Kenny versus Spenny jeans as a joke. Might think about mocking these up. I did see those posts. It was a great post. Yeah, I want, like, again, Kenny, like, that's definitely my favorite show. I don't know if that would be a realistic collaboration item. It is a cult class. Like, it doesn't have the mainstream appeal. So I mean, doing something like that would be difficult because just the audience for that collaboration would be relatively small, and I don't think that we would be able to like genuinely create an entire line, hit all of the minimums that we need to hit in order to put something like that out. I would love to, but there are limitations that kind of things have to be able to hit a certain amount of sales threshold in order for us to put that out there. Socram 718 writes, I would love to see a Metal Gear Solid collab. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a name, right? South Park? Absolutely. Like, we're clearly in the same, mindset here in terms of, the types of stuff that I think I like and our audience likes. So believe me, if it's in your mind, it's in my mind, and I would certainly love to do it. And of course, we've got, assuming we remain in business, who knows what the future holds, but every season we try to put something out. So sooner or later, we're going to come out with something that you especially like. Tarek Panek writes, Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Where'd you get this motorcycle? It's not a motorcycle. It's a chopper. Where'd you get this chopper? From Zed. Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. I have to say, whenever we go to France, in the last few times we've been to France, I don't think they sell Royale with cheeses anymore. I don't really go into McDonald's when I'm in France, but at the airport, at CDG, Charles de Gaulle, there's a McDonald's right before, like, the security. And, like, I checked on the screen because I wanted to order a Royale with cheese. I want a Royale with cheese. They don't sell them. At least when I checked, I couldn't find it. Maybe it's there, but I couldn't find it. And I was saying to Risa, I'm like, this is the dumbest. If they don't sell the Royale with cheese, that's the It's the dumbest business decision I've ever seen ever. Because every American, anybody who's watched Pulp Fiction, wants to order a Royale with you. That's half the reason you go to France. To get a Royale with cheese. They didn't have it there. I want to order a Royale with cheese. If I opened up a restaurant, which will never happen, we sold burgers, I'm going to call it Royale with cheese. The real Mars Bar writes, excited to break in my new Crimson Skies. Love how dark they are. Well, speaking of the Crimson Skies, the Crimson Sky Selvedge was made based on the Nightshade stretch Selvedge. I've got my Nightshades right here. Now, I probably started wearing these right when the Strong Guy first came out. Now, I don't remember when that was. It might have been like 2017, maybe. I don't remember. I'd have to double check. So, I wore these for a while, like a good amount of time. Washed a few times, but two things happened. I got fat. This is a size 30, and I'm currently rocking size 32 Easy Guys. So this is a Strong Guy size 30. I'm wearing 32s now. They fit, but real tight. I just they're too skinny on me. But like the fading progress on these is quite nice, and you can see, you know, the type of blue that shows through. And if you remember just how dark the Nightshade denim is, you can see that there's been a lot of evolution here. Let me compare it to the Crimson Sky for you. So this is the Crimson Sky. The warp is the same on the Crimson Sky and the Nightshade. The difference is that this has the red weft. So you can see here, you're going to get that bright blue showing through. But what'll happen is, you know, where you have these, you know, breaks in the twill lines, you know, you'll get a red undertone in here, which will look really nice. So it'll fade to bright, you know, from dark indigo to bright blue with, you know, dark indigo to bright blue, like to white with a reddish kind of hue to it. It's gonna look really, really cool. So those are it. I would like to, I gotta lose a little bit of weight to get back into these. But yeah, there's still a good amount of life in these jeans. Maybe I can just give these to Risa and she can wear them really loose. But yeah, and I did a raw hem on these as well. You can see that here, looking real shaggy, real shaggy. Will the King of Lords have the same fade potential as the King of Slub? Yes, yes, it will. Pedro Cortez, if you open up a restaurant, would you call it Bezad's Bites or Bezad's Bistro or something else? I don't know. Never thought about it. I would. You know, there's for those of you who have ever been to Canada or are familiar with poutine, I would love to open a poutine restaurant here in Japan. Just because it's fries, gravy, cheese. I mean, it's not a very difficult situation. But I would go. You know, I would have other toppings and things like that. It's just the perfect junk food. I love poutine. I make it here at home because you can't really buy it anywhere here. I think that would be a fun. I mean, if you have poutine, okay, you could have you know, burgers on the side or whatever. But yeah, it would be a fast food kind of feeling, diner vibe. In my brain, I have the aesthetics. I don't know the first thing about the restaurant business. I worked in a kitchen once. I worked at a place called Manchu Walk, which was a mall kind of chain Chinese restaurant. I worked in the back. I was a prep cook. I was chopping vegetables all day. I have to say that job, I didn't work there very long, but I did learn how to chop vegetables pretty quickly and peel them. I was very good at peeling vegetables. I would sit on like a cart, like a milk crate on the floor, giant sack of carrots, giant sack of potatoes, and I was amazing at it. It's great. Any update on the Lord of Pepper and Salt Nep, black version of the Lord, the Dark Lord of Nep? No update on that yet, but it'll come. It'll come. Frank has proof. Frank has proof, right? If you do a John Carpenter, can we get a Big Trouble in Little China jeans, low pan, Selvedge, please? If we do like a director series, I want to go through the whole, like, you know, the whole series. I want to do like a. It would be kind of cool if I could do like. It would be each jean would come in a box that would look like a you know a cassette tape or whatever, and then when you put all the boxes together, you know, they'd be all numbered and it'd, like, you know, you could put it on a shelf. I don't know. It's just it's a fun idea, but I would, you know what, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. The Real Mars Bar writes, I made a video, showed off how much the dark contrast with the red weft. Thank you for that. Link your video in our comment section on this when this video you know, gets on the replay. Put the link in there, or go to the Crimson Sky video. Put your video in there, and I will pin it to the top, and people can check it out. All right. Man, we went through a lot of questions here. Frank has proof. Taylor Swift and Tokyo Drift denim. That would be a weird collaboration. Taylor Swift and Tokyo Drift. Speaking of Taylor Swift and Tokyo Drift, you know, my Risa's sister. We were out the other day, and she was telling us a story about a time where she ran into Taylor Swift here in Tokyo, and they were at some restaurant, and they were there with their friends, and you know, when they went to the restaurant, they're like, you only have an hour at this table because we're gonna need it. And so at some point, like at an hour mark, like they moved them, and she was in the restroom, and she came out, and there's like Taylor Swift in the restroom, and she was, you know, with her security, and she was like, what the frick is going on here? And she gets out, and then realizes it was Taylor Swift's party that kicked her off her table. But yeah. Anyways, Taylor Swift. Good old Taylor Swift. HRZ, hers, writes, hey B, ever thought about putting on some quality cotton tank top? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think the t-shirts I think are enough. I don't wear tank tops. I don't know a lot of guys who do. I'm sure guys do. Don't get me wrong. Until now, that's the first ever request for something like that. So I just don't know if there's enough of a demand for that for us to put that into production. Any rainbow nep in the works? We have, you know, let me see if I have the fabric, but here's a preview nobody's ever seen before. Speaking of rainbow nep, this fabric here, you get a closer look at it. We've made it, and we've had it for a couple of seasons now, and I'm just kind of sitting on it for the right time to release it, and I've never shown it off before. So you can see on the outside you've got this kind of, you know, multicolor rainbow thing going on here. It's like yellows and reds and blues, and let's take a look here on the inside. You can see it's a multicolor weft with multicolor rainbow, not exactly rainbow, but multicolor neps throughout the fabric. You got the Selvedge ID here as well. So this has just been sitting in our warehouse for a while, waiting for the right time to be released. I'm thinking it's gonna be fall winter 22. But yeah, have we been thinking about it? Have we been thinking about Rainbow Nep? We've thought about it, and it's coming. It's just a matter of, I guess, putting it out at this point. Yeah, it's really crazy. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So yeah, that's coming. You only get these types of previews by tuning into the live streams. So yeah, that's it looks like Fruity Pebbles. Speaking of cereals, that would be another fun series to do. I would love to do a breakfast cereal series. What would be awesome? Breakfast cereal series, Saturday morning cartoon series. Like, who I mean, I definitely grew up, bowl of cereal, TV, just that was Saturday morning for me. Start with the cartoons and work your way up to, I think at like 11 o'clock wrestling started, WWF Superstars or something like that. So that was my Saturday, was watching cartoons and watching wrestling. Frank Has Proof writes, that fabric looks like Channel 3, that fuzzy before you fully screw in the Nintendo antenna adapter on the old CRT. Yeah, it reminds me of a lot of things. You know what else this reminds me of? Like the carpet at a like movie theater arcade, or like a bowling alley. Just that kind of funky. If it was like iridescent, it would really do the trick. But it reminds me of a lot of different things. But yeah. Would you guys ever do custom embroidery? Risa does custom embroidery personally. So she does that herself here in Japan. Now, as a company, Naked and Famous, I don't think so, because we don't have anyone in our factory to do that type of work. So yeah, I mean, it's not. If you want something custom embroidered, then send me a DM personally. We can try to sort you out. But doing it at the Naked and Famous Denim scale, it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's a lot of work. Chain stitching like a name. Okay, that's one thing. But like doing a graphic or something like that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We did the Ghostbusters jackets. Each jacket took like 8 to 10 hours of embroidery time. Like it is not, doing it by machine is one thing. A machine could do that. That whole back of the jacket would probably take a little while. It wouldn't take 8 hours, but doing it by hand, yeah, it takes a long time. And that's all manually controlled. Each stitch, you're controlling the direction of that stitch by hand. It's crazy. I definitely need to do like a video showing Risa doing her chain stitch work, and showing that off. It can take such a long time even to do a little patch. So it's not a skill that you can just flip the switch and you can offer that as a service. It takes a long time for someone to acquire that skill and then put it into practice. Branddog124, damn, you old. You remember Superstars? LOL. Of course I remember Superstars. I remember Saturday night's main event. Those were good times. Yeah, I still remember Andre the Giant wrestling. So yeah, I mean, you know, and I also enjoy like the history of wrestling as well. So a lot of. I'm not like a wrestling encyclopedia for you know, but I do have a better than average wrestling knowledge. You know, it's kind of funny because some, you know, a lot of people our age grew up with wrestling, and they're like, oh, remember this, remember that, and I'm like, yeah, remember this, that, this, and the other thing, and they're like, dude, I haven't watched wrestling since 1999. I'm like, it's the difference between me and you. Abel S writes, is the future round of Street Fighter is down? I'm assuming the question is, would the next iteration of a Street Fighter collaboration be, you know, these characters, Vega, Sagat, Zangief, Dark Ryu? You know, when we did the Street Fighter collab, the Nintendo Switch version of you know, Super Street Fighter 2, the final chapter, I think they called it, came out, and so there was Dark Ryu and there was Evil Ken, and at one point I considered doing those characters, but it like some of the other characters we considered doing, you know, it didn't quite happen. You know, if we did another Street Fighter, I think I would move on from Street Fighter 2 to the Alpha series, or maybe like Street Fighter 3. I think there's a lot of artwork in those worlds that would really resonate well with you know, with another collection. But I think if we were to do Street Fighter again, it would have to be a little bit more down the road. I still think it's kind of fresh, and we did do 3 rounds of Street Fighter, so yeah, it would probably be a while. You know, what would be kind of cool is, this might be worth, I don't know how the rights for this would work, but you know, there's this big push, huge push to bring Marvel vs. Capcom 2, to bring it to modern consoles. And I guess the problem with, you know, it was also taken, like, it used to be on like the Xbox Live, like, arcade store. I actually have it on one of my Xbox 360s, but, and Marvel vs. Capcom, like, those games used to be available, and then, you know, kind of rights, you know, they have a license to sell, you know, these games for a certain amount of time, then those rights lapse, and, you know, you can't sell it anymore, and so you have to renegotiate, you know, these deals if you want to continue selling it. I don't know how Capcom works, but, you know, maybe they didn't renew or whatever, and so those games kind of became lost. You know, you couldn't buy them anymore. That wasn't to say that you couldn't access them, you know, you buy a used copy or whatever, but like, if you wanted to get it on your console, that wasn't going to happen. So, like, your modern console, that wasn't going to happen. So, in the fighting game world universe, there's been a big push to bring back Marvel 2, and apparently they're in talks of doing it now. So that would be kind of cool if we did a Marvel 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 collaboration with Capcom. I should talk to them about that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Because you know what that would be? I would do like one Marvel character, one Capcom character mashed to, and like they would be a team on one gene. I mean, Marvel 2, you have the 3-person team, but I don't know if that might be a little much for a pair of genes to like mash, like to make a team like a 3-person. I don't know, maybe it would work, like a 3-person team gene, and then theme it on that. Oh man, that's so crazy. You'd have like it would only be the Marvel 2 nerds who would really appreciate that collab. Man, that would be cool. I would appreciate that collab. That would be crazy. Anyways, yeah. Magneto, Sentinel, Storm. I was like Marvel 2, Marvel 1. I would say I was pretty good at. Marvel 2 was crazy. I could not keep up in Marvel 2. I was like, I could play like, yeah. If someone who'd never played Marvel 2, I could beat them, or like, you know, very basic understanding of fighting games. But like anybody who knows how to play Marvel 2, there's no way I could go toe to toe with them. It's kind of like Third Strike or like Street Fighter 3 with me. Like I could play it, but like I can't play it. Like the people who really know how to play that game, I don't stand a chance. That game got too technical for me. Marvel 2 was way too freaking crazy. Marvel 3, Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3, I got pretty good at. But yeah. I played a lot of CVS 2, like Capcom vs SNK 2, CVS and CVS 2. Played a lot of them. Oh yeah, it looks like we got a lot of Marvel 2 fans in the house. Sentinel Gambit Akuma for the win. Oh man, who was I using? I was using Cable. I don't know. I don't think I ever had a very solid team in Marvel 2. Cable, Sentinel, Magneto. I was not scientific in terms of building my team. I was very just, I like these characters. I could do, like, you know, you could juggle some supers together. But yeah, Marvel 1, I could practically use everybody. Who is my team? Marvel 1, my go-to. Chun-Li, Spider-Man. I use Spider-Man a lot. Or Morgan Spider-Man. It's basically Spider-Man, anybody else. And my assist was always Juggernaut. Spider-Man Strider was a big team for me in Marvel 1. Richard Meza, the wheels are spinning. It's Marvel, baby. Jeez. You know what? After this, I'm gonna send Capcom an email. See what we can do. That would be crazy, right? It would be crazy. Frank has proof. Cable's Hyper Cannon plus Ryu's Hadouken Super was badass. Just even like linking Cable's Hyper Cannon with another Hyper Cannon, like it was just fun. A lot of fun. And of course the glitches in that game were crazy. Richard Meza Tekken. I played a lot of Tekken. I was a big Tekken guy. Big. So fighting games for me for a long time were just life. I was very involved in like the fighting game community. I would go to tournaments. I would study games. You know, like combo videos would come out. You know, before YouTube, you know, you'd have to be on like Shoryuken forums and somebody's like, hey, I've just put together this combo video, and like I would watch them and like I would just practice those combos all day. Like that was my life. Yeah. Viper Beam, that's it. So yeah, it looks like we got some Marvel 2 fans in the house. All right, well maybe we can see. No promises for anything, but let's see what we can do here. Movies, video games, wrestling. I mean, I love you guys. You guys are the best. We do need to start a gaming stream. You can watch me suck at Marvel 2. You know, the other day, I think I talked about it. I don't know if I talked about it, but the other day I had a real like desire to play Marvel vs. Capcom, and I have an Xbox somewhere that has it, but I haven't. I'm like, you know what? I want it for Sega Saturn. I just wanted it for Sega Saturn. I have like the RAM expansion card, so like, you know, certain games play like arcade perfect stupendously on the Saturn. And so we went out and we went to Nakano Broadway here in Japan. A lot of people go to Akihabara for their games. Fine. I find prices in Akihabara a little bit high. I like going to Nakano Broadway. So went to Nakano Broadway, found a copy of X-Men, no, sorry, Marvel vs. Capcom. No, sorry, it wasn't Marvel vs. Capcom, it was X-Men vs. Street Fighter. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. It was my brain fart. So went out and bought a copy of X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and got home, and you know, we moved here like it's been like a year and a half since we've been, but we still got boxes that are like just haven't been unpacked yet. There's just a lot of stuff, and I was going through all these boxes like where like my consoles, and I couldn't find my Saturn. I found like every other console I own. I couldn't find my Saturn, and I had my Saturn controllers, had my Saturn cables, had my Saturn expansion pack, had all my Saturn games here. Couldn't find the console. So my presumption is that it's still somewhere in Montreal, because I have a bunch of boxes still there. So next time we're in Montreal, I'm going to try and find that Saturn so I can play some X-Men vs. Street Fighter. But it's been I went through this whole thing. I'm like, I really want to play X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And then I got home, and I was just tearing up the house looking for this Saturn. Can't find it. All right. Junior writes, love Nakano Broadway. Nakano Broadway is the secret of, for video games and like, collectibles and that kind of stuff, anime, it's always Akihabara. And I have to say that, like, I used to really like going there, but like, not so much these days. Like, number one, the stores, all the prices are high. But the thing that really creeps me out are all the fucking maids everywhere. If guys don't know about maids and maid cafes, it's these young girls dressed in maid outfits, and you go to the cafe with them, and they'll sit and serve you cake and tea and whatever. But it's really creepy. It's so creepy. Like, I walk through the streets there, and there's just all these girls in these outfits, and like, I just feel like this. I'm like, is this a To Catch a Predator sting? Like, is this like, I don't want to be here. This is too much. I have no interest in this, and they're everywhere, and I just feel like as an adult walking through this neighborhood, I'm like, not for me. Not for me. Don't go there. So I really very rarely ever go to Akihabara. I think since moving here, I think we've been there twice. I just kind of avoid the whole area now. It's not for me. But Nakano Broadway has all of the stuff that Akihabara has in terms of gaming and collecting. Like, if you want toys, video games, magazines, like manga, comic books, like, they've got vintage movie poster stores. Anything vintage store, they got it. And so I like going there. It's like a mall environment, and I prefer Nakano Broadway much more than Akihabara. And so there's a chain of stores called Mandarake, and they've got like a Mandarake for figurines. They've got a Mandarake for manga. They got a Mandarake for classic video games. They got a Mandarake for figurines. Everything. There's a bunch of different stores, so they got it all. I much prefer going there. The thing about Nakano Broadway right now is that there is, because of the pandemic, a lot of stores have closed down. Like, a lot. Like, that place is a ghost town compared to what it was. And a lot of the weird thing is, like, you can go there and buy, like, a vintage video game, and they have them in mint condition, perfect. You're going to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars sometimes on these things. And of course, they have regular priced games too, like the, $10, $5 kind of thing. So they've got all that. They got vintage figurines, and of course, they got like there's stores that sell like North American figures. They got stores that focus on like anime and manga. They've got stores that focus on like 50s and 60s stuff. Like, they've got everything. And the weird thing is, like, you've got a store that is selling you like a vintage mug for like $20, and then you've got a crap ton of stores in there now. There used to be a lot of vintage watch stores, but now it's like it's being taken over by vintage watch stores, and like, they're beautiful. Like, these stores are beautiful, and like, some of the stores you go in there and they're dusty and like it looks like you're vintage shopping because you are vintage shopping. And some of the stores are much more elaborate, but the luxury watch stores in there, luxury vintage watch stores, are they're immaculate. They're beautiful. So it's really weird to like look at these stores where it's like they've got walls of like every watch you can ever imagine. They have them all there. They've got stores where they deal just in like luxury bags, like secondhand, and they'll have like a wall of Birkin bags. Like if you want to buy a Birkin bag, you know, you go to Hermes and you're on a waiting list. Here you go in, they have them. It's crazy. So, you know, you can go there and buy a $20,000 purse or a, you know, $2,000 like vintage figurine that's in mint condition, perfect. And you can also buy like dusty video games. Very interesting dynamic of stores. But if you do make it out to Japan, check out Nakano Broadway here in Tokyo. Okay, back to denim talk. Riley O'Brien writes, Bezad, as it pertains to denim jackets, back to denim jackets, do you have sizing recommendations? Do they stretch much? Want to order the Elephant 9 jacket stuck between the large and the XL, as I like a little room. Thoughts? As always, refer to the measurement guides. If you're not sure about sizing, measure something you got. Compare those measurements to the measurement guide. I think with denim jackets, it's always a little bit better to go big, because oftentimes you want to throw a hoodie or something else underneath there. A denim jacket is a layering piece, so go with a little bit of room. And as that jacket, you know, starts to settle, you know, when you're wearing it at first, it's very rigid. But you know, as you've worn it, maybe you've washed it over time, that jacket's gonna settle. It's gonna have a nice kind of drape to it. So go a little bit bigger if you're in between sizes. I think you'll be much happier with that. Alien Wayfarer writes, needs a denim Maid Cafe. I don't think so. Junior writes, I bought some cool movie posters in Nakano Broadway. Yeah, there's one particular store that specializes in movie posters. And if you want a Japanese version of a particular movie poster, they got it. Although the real vintage and popular ones are very expensive. And then you'll find like, the funny thing is like they have a lot of like movies that you don't really want the movie poster from. I can't like just a bunch, you know, you'll go through that store and you'll start going through the pile of movie posters and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that movie. Don't know if I ever want the movie poster for that one, but I think a lot of places that sell movie posters, they a lot of their stock is those posters because, like, you know, those are the forgotten movies of you know, particular eras. Branddog124 writes, did you hear about the Owen Hart tournament that they're going to have on AEW? I heard about them partnering with the Owen Hart Foundation. I didn't know about the tournament, but that's excellent. It's always good to have Owen Hart's name out there. You know, I'm sure there's a generation of wrestling fans who don't know. You know, they don't know, and they should know. You know, Owen Hart's a true legend, and you know, it's good to keep his name in our hearts and in front of mind. You know, Owen Hart, Canadian boy, excellent wrestler. We lost him way too early. Very, very tragic story. I mean, yeah, big Owen Hart, big heart, big like, you know, Hart Foundation. You know, Selvedge Foundation. You know, big Hart Foundation fan, huge. So, yeah. All right. Kentaro writes, I'm about to cop the tatami jeans. What fit do you think is the best? I'd love to get the jacket too and rock a Japanese tuxedo, but that'll have to wait until next paycheck. What fit do I think is best? I mean, the fit that is best is the fit that fits you best. So that's kind of up to you. I'm a looser fit kind of guy personally. I like having a little bit of extra room. If you like slimmer fits, go with the slimmer fits. You know, weird guys are most universal fit, so maybe that might be a good place to start. The thing about the weird guys, you can wear it a little bit slimmer or you can wear it a little bit bigger, just depending on the way you size it. But sizing is very personal. I don't think that there is a best fit. There's a best fit for you. The best fit for you is the fit that you wear the most. You know, if you're going to wear the jeans a lot, that is definitely the right fit for you. If jeans are uncomfortable, you end up not wearing them, and that's a tragedy. You know, jeans should be worn. Jeans should be worn. All right. Yeah, a lot of Marvel 2 stuff. Marvel 2 is hey man, let me try. We'll see what we can do there. All right, let me show you guys. I know we've done a bunch of previews before, and I think, what do we got? We got, where is it? There it is. Nope. There it is. Sorry, guys. We'll do a quick preview of next week's release. So the Asanoha Kimono print Selvedge. This is coming out next Friday, October the 3rd, is it? We're already into October. Jeez. October 1st. So, man, I'm just October already. So the Asanoha Kimono print Selvedge, this is going to be coming out next week. We'll have a video out next week as well. But I mean, the special feature here is you've got your classic dark indigo denim. So if you're looking for something clean, easy, classic, something you can wear just about anywhere. And then you've got the inside. And this is really where the magic happens. Where you have that kimono print, Asanoha print on the inside. So flip the cuff and you've got that. And I mean, there's so many, like the old kimono print, the hanami. Like anytime we do a colored or especially patterned weft interior, the boot guys, they love it. And there's so many posts about that. So if you've missed out before, this is your opportunity to get in on the patterned printed weft interior, the kimono print. So a great little detail. Your jeans are still going to fade like regular jeans, and you got that great detail on the inside to show off. This is just a fun cuff flipper jean, you know, keeping it simple, but with adding just a little bit of flair here to make your otherwise, you know, classic denim just a little bit more special. So you've got that Japanese traditional Asanoha print on the inside here. 12.5 ounce weight, classic dark indigo denim. So this is coming out on Friday. I know, I do know there's been, you know, quite a few people asking me when this is coming out. We do have the schedule listed on the website. So if you go over to nakedfamousdenim.com or tatenyoko.com, check out our blog post, and we have a release schedule. You'll see all of our release information there. There will be some updates. The King of Lords and the Harvest Selvedge. There's been some fabric delivery delays to us, so that's going to affect the release time of those. I'm just trying to confirm everything with my production manager before I update the schedule. But those two are probably going to get delayed 1 to maybe 2 weeks. Shouldn't be much longer than that. So those are the only delays I foresee in our current schedule. So be aware that that's going to happen. Oh, we did also release today, just kind of without much notice, the Strong Guy Vulgar Selvedge 3. So for those Strong Guy fans out there, we've been releasing more and more Strong Guy options. You know, we did the Ichiban Selvedge, we did the Karui Selvedge. There is now the Vulgar Selvedge 3, so there's more Strong Guy options for you out there. Maybe my next jean will be a pair of Strong Guys. You know, the Strong Guy was the Nightshade that I was wearing, but I you know, after I'm done with my black jeans for the Indigo Invitational, I won't be done with them after the Indigo Invitational. I still have more. There's still a lot of life in these left, but when I start another pair, I think it'll be Strong Guy. I just want that extra loose lifestyle. Kentaro writes, fun fact, and this is true, Asanoha pattern is based off the hemp leaves in Japan. It's such a beautiful pattern. This is true. And you know what's illegal here in Japan? That exact leaf. Yeah, it's odd how it was. I mean, I'm not gonna get into the whole story of that, but it's very illegal here. Very illegal. Eric Bennett writes, got a pair of the Asanohas from Blue Owl. Really love those kimono print cuffs. Good choice. And yeah, when it comes to our schedule, it's our schedule. That's our. Some of our retail partners follow it, but sometimes they'll put it out on with their schedule and the way they work. So just so that you guys know, we put our schedule out, and our release dates are typically 3 weeks after we get something in our warehouse. So that 3 weeks allows us to receive the goods into our warehouse, put them on the shelves, all that kind of stuff, pick and pack all the orders for our retail partners, send them out. And, during that sending out process, there's payments and stuff that need to go through with our retail partners. So it gives us enough time to get those goods out to our retail partners, delivered in their hand before we release anything. So sometimes people are, some of our retail partners are very quick to receive goods, and they'll put them out a little bit earlier than we do, but that's just the way our schedule works. So if you wonder why, this person has it out before Naked Famous does, that's because we don't want to jump the gun. We want to make sure that everybody gets it before we put it out. So yeah, there are times that you might be able to get something a little bit quicker by shopping at one of our retail partners. But sometimes our partners will follow our schedule, put it out at the same time we do, or they'll just put it out, as they get it. Yao Ming's friend is, can't talk about that here, but very good, very good. All right, Boris Nip writes, hello from Toronto. Hello. Always nice to catch you live. I do enjoy watching the replays, though. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. And yeah, the replays, especially now that I have them on YouTube, they go up right away. Before it used to be on Instagram Live, and an Instagram Live 2-hour replay. It's kind of hard to watch just on your phone, and me getting them up on YouTube was it was a chore. It took a long time. So, anyways, I'm much happier in this space. I wish maybe I could have a more interesting background or stuff going on, but I think we're still having a fun conversation here the way we do it. Will any retail partners be getting the King of Lords? Well, when it comes to our releases, so if you head over to nakedfamousdenim.com, you head over to tateanyoko.com, on nakedfamousdenim.com, if you go to the blog post for the release schedule, we have a complete listing of all the products that are coming out, the dates that they're coming out, and all of the retailers that are carrying it. And not only that, we list out which fits each retailer is carrying. So you can always find out what retailers are getting what by checking out those blog posts. And then when we do the individual product release blog post, we will also repeat that information. So you'll get the release date, and then you will get the complete listing of retailer availability, including which fits they're getting. So sometimes I'll get a customer asking me hey, I see that, X so-and-so product is sold out on Tate and Yoko or Naked Famous Denim New York. I can't find it anymore. Do you know where I can find this? And, I'll try to hunt it down for them. But if you're ever curious, just head over to that blog post, check out the retailer listing, and go through it. Because sometimes there will be a retailer that doesn't have, the same online presence as a Blue Owl or a James Dant or a Cultism. And it's a smaller independent retailer, but they might have stock because, they're not as, easily searchable. So on those blog posts, I got links to their websites. You can go there, you can check it out, check their inventory, and oftentimes that's where I find this stuff. I go through, this is literally what I do. I go to that blog post, and I look through the retailers, and I start clicking around, and I find it. And I've definitely helped a lot of people find jeans, but if you want to do it yourself, you can. Okay. Underwater Pirates writes, can't wait for the Okayama Spirit 5. That's going to be a big release for sure. this season. That's a lot of people are anticipating that one. I'll show that one off in just a second. I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Cameron Smith writes, I'm only nervous about not being able to get a actual refund if the fit isn't right. As much as I love Naked Famous, $1,000 store credit is a lot. $1,000 store credit. Well, there's nothing we're selling for $1,000, but yeah, we don't. On Tatsu and Yoko and Naked Famous Denim, we do it's a store credit system. I mean, we're just not the refund system. Look, a lot of the reason why that's there is because we want people to be sure when they're making a purchase from us that there's more thought behind that purchase. That's why we put the measurement guides up, and of course we've got a great customer service line. We've got phone, email, however way you want to communicate with us to ensure that you're getting the right fit. We're there to help you with that. A lot of people say, hey, why don't you offer free shipping, free returns, this and that. All that stuff costs money. Like free shipping, for example, it's never free. The idea that free shipping is a thing is you ultimately pay for it. If we start offering free shipping, all we're going to do is build it into the price, and then you pay for it. And then the customer who comes in store and buys a pair of jeans is paying for the free shipping without even realizing they've paid for it. So we would rather not do that. We charge a small amount for shipping. We subsidize some of the shipping actually. So our policies are kind of based on we want to kind of weed out people who are gonna buy 4 pairs of jeans, return 4 pairs of jeans. There's a lot, a buy return situation is a lot of work for our warehouse. And so we want to mitigate that as much as possible. And of course we do exchange. We don't do exchanges the way our exchange, because a lot of people are like, why don't you do exchanges? And it's like, you don't understand that transactionally an exchange isn't just an exchange. So the way it works is if you have something and it doesn't work for you and you would like to send it back to us, we give you a store credit for that item, and then you can then buy whatever you want. So you can buy the same item, you can buy something else. So it's not like, when you go to a store and say, I'd like to exchange something, transactionally, it's the same thing. Basically, what they're going to do in their system is, and it can all happen on one transaction, but because, we're not doing it live and we have to wait for the item to come back and, then we have to ship it out, it works a little bit differently. But if you go into any store and you say, I bought these jeans, I'd like to get this different size. So, on transactionally, they take those jeans, they set it for refund, and then in their system, there's a credit, and then they scan the other item, and that item, balances out, and then if it's the same price, then you don't pay any extra or whatever. So just because we can't do that live, there's no way to do that live. There's the credit system that we do. So you return it, you get a credit, and then you use that credit towards the next item. So that's why a lot of our sometimes people kind of get upset about, hey, why can't I exchange this? Like you can exchange it for a credit and then use the credit for anything. So I think it's just the way we think about exchanges, because we're very used to just doing things in store, and we don't think about it in the way that our systems have to understand the way that this transaction is going down. Cameron Smith writes, yeah, I understand the reason behind the store credit, and I appreciate the direction of the blog post for retailers who may have stock. Yeah, look, we want to help you out no matter what. So, look, if there's any issues beyond our policies, reach out to us. We're as accommodating as... We're very accommodating. We try our best. Speaking of accommodating, pro tip for anybody who does approach us for, an outside, off-the-menu kind of situation, don't come at us aggressively. We don't want, as much as we want to help everybody, and we do help everybody, even if you do come at us aggressively, the amount of, remember, you're talking to human beings here. Like the other day, I got it was so odd because, I on Instagram, we do a lot of posts. I get a lot of DMs. We've got 100 and change thousand followers. Okay, it's a lot of people who follow us. A lot of people DM us every day, and the DMs are all over the map. Customer service question, fit question, love your products. Hey, I want to sell you something. You want to collab? Hey, I'm an influencer. I get, I don't know, 50, 100 DMs a day. There's a lot, okay? I can't answer all the DMs. Can't answer them all. Don't even look at them all every day. There's a lot of them. And as a result, they pile up. It's just the way DMs are. It's not formal. And if you want formal, if you got a formal question for me, send an email, right? But so somebody posts like an Instagram post and tags us, and like their hem came undone, and they're like, I'm ashamed that these are made in Canada and blah blah blah. And I'm like, number one, I didn't see the post, didn't see it at all. A lot of people tag us in posts. I try to go through everything. I can't see it all. Try to see it all. Don't see it all. But so I guess the next day, the person sends a DM following up after all they did was tag us in a picture that they were upset about something. And they're like, wow, you've been posting, stuff on Instagram and you don't even read my, you don't even follow up with me and something. And again, I didn't see this DM. And then the very next day, they write, trash, like we're trash or something. Everything was very aggressive, just like start to finish aggressive. And like maybe shortly after, not like moments after, but like it wasn't that long after, they write the trash comment. I respond, I'm like, hey, just saw the post now, just understand we get a lot of DMs. I don't see everything always. If you've got a problem with the jeans, we're happy to help you out. Just send us an email through our customer service line, and we'll take care of you. No problem. And then the response was something along the lines of like, I've already thrown them out in the garbage, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why? Like, I just don't understand. Like, if you had a problem with the jean, you didn't hit us on customer service at all, and you expect, like, the start of the conversation is you're an embarrassment, and I'm like, where did that ever get you where you wanted? And I'm just like, I don't often get messages, like every now and then you do, it's just, the way the world is. But I was just thinking to myself, like, you ended up with a pair of jeans you don't like. Well, maybe you liked them when you bought them, but now a hem came undone. A hem. This is not like the jeans exploded or, something. The hem. Very simple fix. Takes a minute. The hem. And, like, let's put it to you this way. The hem came undone. Like, we would have fixed it for them, no problem, right? You send us an email, we would have taken care of it. Like, because it was a brand new pair. At least that's what they said in the Instagram post. But even if anything, like, maybe the jeans were long or whatever, like, you would have had them hemmed anyways. So this is not like a catastrophic failure of anything. So just a very aggressive tone, start to finish, and we're offering you support, and your answer is just very unusual. So I guess the moral of my story is, even if you're upset, don't start off with the name calling and the aggressive tone. You don't need to. And I've definitely received terrible customer service from places. I don't resort to name calling. It doesn't get you anywhere. And there's a human being. I don't need to say it to you people. You guys know. But it's weird. It's a very it's for me. It's very weird when I have to encounter somebody like that. because I just wonder if that attitude has ever worked for them. I've been furious at situations and, you know, going as calm. Sometimes fury, depends on the situation, but like, you're going to win when you're cool and calm and collected. You're generally going to win. Anyways, don't know. But luckily, I was dealing with that situation, just kind of like, what is going on here? And then, you get a couple of DMs come through and you're like, man, I just bought your jeans, love them, you guys are fantastic, thanks so much. And I got like a bunch of those. Like, I was just going through a bunch of the DMs and like those were the messages I was getting, and I'm like, like, I'm so happy that these are most of the comments that we get. And people like that are fewer and far between, but like, I just generally want to offer them advice in terms of like, to be fair, I didn't offer that person advice to be like nice and calm. I just offered them, look, we're going to take care of you. I didn't offer to, or suggest that they change their attitude. It wasn't the place for that, but I'm doing it here in a general tone. If you're watching, which I doubt, but if you are, perhaps take that advice. We're happy to help everyone and anyone. You don't need to take a tone. I understand you spent money and you're upset. Got it. We're going to help you. We're going to help you. It's the bottom line. Okay. Alan Wayfair writes, I DM'd you guys and I was able to grab the last Trunks jacket when visiting Montreal. Still get compliments from other DBZ fans. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, look, I try to answer most of the DMs, but I don't see them all. I don't get the chance to see them all. Like, they're DMs. This is not, if you've got something important to say, you've got something important to ask, DMs and comment sections aren't the place to do it. That's very casual, and there's a lot of messages. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. So if you got something important to ask, send an email. That's the priority zone. Peanuts asks, has he shown off the new unbranded jeans yet? When I get to Montreal, I'll show them to you. I don't have them. I don't have them here. But there is one coming out. If you follow Unbranded on Instagram, which you should, there's been 2 teaser photos already. Frank has proof, writes, I'm holding off buying the Okayama Spirit 5 because I'm going through dramatic weight loss and I don't want things to fit big. Well, good for you, and I hope it works out well for you. I'm rooting for you. I've been trying to do a little bit for myself just because I put on a lot of weight, and I guess my laziness takes over more than anything else. Yeah, I'm good for like 2 or 3 days and then can't do it. I don't have the willpower for that. I like ice cream and candy too much. It's all gonna build up. I don't know. I gotta take control. Brandog124 writes, I know to look at the size charts, LOL, but how does the work shirt compare to the easy shirt? How does the work? It's a little bit loose. Well, maybe, I gotta do a fit guide on that. Maybe this week I'll do a work shirt, easy shirt post on the Instagram just to show people the differences. And then I promise to do that this week, and then you'll see for yourself. I'll wear the same size, and I might have similar fabrics, so we can really make a good comparison. I'll see what I have, and I will make that exact comparison for you, and you'll see. Joey D writes, please tell us you're having snack time today. We missed it the last couple of weeks. We will have a snack time today. Stay tuned. KW writes, customer service is a hard job. I always try to be patient and friendly, even if they can't help me. That's right. If they can't help, look, I've been in weird situations where they can't help me. Don't know why they couldn't help me, but they can't help me. But like, what is me telling them off gonna achieve? Nothing. Achieve 0. I'm in the same position I was, and now I've told off some employee who didn't make the rules, who would love to help me if they could. Maybe they don't. Sometimes people are jerks. But even still, doesn't get me anywhere. It helps, and now I'm frustrated and upset over another thing. Save your frustration. Use that energy for something else. Just, I just don't know. I'm like, the people who win like that, you know why you won? Because they don't want to deal with you anymore. Like, they don't want you as a customer anymore. They're just like, okay, give him what he wants and bye-bye. Like, please shop somewhere else. Like, I don't think I've ever used the line that I would invite you to shop elsewhere, but sometimes I could be tempted to say that. Never said it, don't want to say it, but believe me, there's some people I would gladly invite to walk away. And I'm sure they're happy to do so, but these people, there are some people that you cannot please no matter what. So it is what it is. But you know what? I'm sorry I focused on that for too much, because the vast majority of interactions are extremely positive. These are few and far between. But I did just want to put it out there that aggressiveness, it's unnecessary. You don't need to do it. We're happy to help. Hey, Bezad. I know you have a ton of Naked Famous, but do you also own other Japanese brands? Or do you exclusively own Naked Famous? LOL. Do I own them in my closet? I've got a lot of jeans in my closet, some from other brands. But I would say that I in the last, since working for Naked and Famous, the only other brands that I own in my closet, or anything that we collaborated with, or maybe those collaboration items. No, I don't pick up other brands' stuff. The only other jeans I might own are vintage jeans. So maybe like pairs of vintage Levi's or vintage Lee's, Wranglers, GWGs, anything that I particularly find interesting and old. That would be the only things that I would acquire. Interestingly enough, there's a thrift shop, secondhand shop, not too far away from me, and they had a awesome, like, somebody donated like a bunch of like Big John vintage like jeans, like, and they were from probably this, like, I was there with Risa, and Risa's like, Risa used to work for Big John, and she's like, these are probably from the 80s, brand new with tags on, all like size like men's 27, like they were way too small for anything. They were like, I don't know, they didn't want much money for them, like $40 or something like that. I didn't bother getting them, but like that would be the situation where that would be, if they were my size, I might have bought them, but I don't think I would have ever wore them. They would have just sat in the pile. But yeah, that would be the situation where something like that would happen. But yeah, I don't frequent what's the word I'm trying to think of? Don't know, but there's some kind of analogy that it's in my brain that I can't think of, and maybe you guys can think of it, and that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, very, very coherent conversation here. Okay, you know what? We should do snack time. Risa, want to do some snack time? Yeah, just we bought a bunch of different things recently. Just your lady's choice. Pro tip, it's always lady's choice. All right. Risa's busy chain stitching all morning. All right. Let's see if we got any more questions that need answering. I think we've got through most of them. It's been a very, very active chat this week. And also, you know what? I didn't say it the entire time. The entire time I didn't say it. But if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, right? If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the thing is, sometimes you don't even realize you're not subscribed because you've been watching our videos, so they get recommended. But if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't liked the video yet, hit the like button right now, right before snack time. Let's hit that like button. Let's get these likes up. The more likes we get on a video, the more it's recommended to, our audience and, people who would likely enjoy this type of content. So hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. Let's get our subscribers up. I think we just hit 6,400 subscribers. So our subscriber count is going up. And if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out. Helps us grow the channel. I love how you say Risa in a sing-song way. Well, thank you very much. I don't know. I didn't notice that I did that. Well, I'll have to play back the video and see how I do it. Alan Wafer, all right, I gotta run. Cheers from Newfoundland. Well, thanks for tuning in. Maybe catch snack time on the replay. Risa's, we did. There is, what about the Super W powered garlic chips? Oh, yeah. That's a good one. I think it's a good one. So these chips just came out the other day, and I thought they were neat. And one thing I like, hey everybody, Risa's here. Welcome to Risa. Hit the like button if you like Risa. All right, that's that. Hit that like. All right, so these we just got, and I'm excited for them because they are W powered garlic chips. Now, you don't get a lot of garlic chips in North America, and here's one term that you definitely don't get in North America is W. Like, what the heck is W, right? W is double. So, like, in Japan, when something's like double the amount of something, they just say it's W. And it's like, it makes so much sense because double.
It does.
Yeah.
I when I learned that like English speaking people don't understand that, I was like, wow, that was just.
Yeah. This is a Japanese term for double the amount. They just say it's W amount. Or like what
I mean, it's W. Like, yeah. It's literally double V, so that's yeah. W. Well, I don't know how we got there, yeah. But yeah. But
anyways, everyone loves Risa. Absolutely. She's the best. She's got one of her chain stitched t-shirts on. You gotta move in there. Hakuna Matata. It's our lifestyle. It means no worries. For the rest of your... Oh, wow. Smell that.
Ooh.
That is
pretty garlicky.
Very garlicky.
It also says that it's like the hardest potato chips that Calbee ever made. Like most crunchy.
So most crunchy, rippled. They do feel hard. Check that chip out. It's a pretty substantial chip. Let's smells super garlicky. Let's get a crunch. Yeah. I like how crispy they are.
It's extremely garlicky. I'm gonna have garlic breath for the rest of the day.
It's okay. It's worth it. These are amazing. That's a good chip. It's super hard.
But it's not. I was expecting a little bit more like what do you call those? Like a
kettle chips?
Yeah, kettle chips. But I think they just put something.
They have the kettle chip kind of crunch, but with a rippled chip, which you don't see very often. So it's a really interesting concept here. This is a good chip. So the people at Calbee, which are a very big chip and snack manufacturer here, this is brand new. The thing about this is, and like a lot of these types of products, is they'll be on the store shelves for like a month. Like, that's the thing about like snacks in Japan. Like, you'll find something on the shelf. It'll be there for, like, there's a couple of things that are just staples and they have it all the time. But, like, these kinds of products, they're gone. Like, you'll have them once or twice, and you realize you like them, and you go back to the store, they're gone. They don't make it anymore.
So you gotta hoard it. You gotta buy, like, 5 if you realize you like it, and then
Yeah, try to enjoy it until something else similar comes out again. Which they tend to do that. Like, at some point, they'll probably do, like, you know, maybe a regular garlic or super garlic or something. Like,
they had W double salt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. They had a double salt version.
It's like, well, what does that mean? It's just extra salty?
Super salty. All right. A lot of high resets. The subscriber count going up has a lot to do with these live streams. It's such a great way to connect with you guys and something that's pretty exclusive to Naked Famous. Well, thank you very much. I mean, I love doing these live streams. I've been doing these for years now, mostly on Instagram. I'm glad that I'm doing them here on YouTube because it definitely does help our subscriber count. So appreciate everybody who's subscribing and everybody who's liking these videos. Analog Dreams, right? In North America, they usually just call it family size. Well, family size is for like a big amount, but like for double like the flavor or double the like really anything double.
Yeah.
They call it W.
Yeah. I mean, this probably just means like regular garlic flavor, extra garlic flavor.
Yeah.
But
like if they had a double Big Mac, it would probably be called a W Big Mac here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just write it. We W is no, it's actually not the same pronunciation, but it's just. I mean, when you look at the letter W in front of something, I automatically think it's a double something.
Yeah, I did not make that connection, so, and I don't think most Westerners would. KW, W equals 2 U's, question mark, LMAO. Yeah, it's 2 U's, double U's, 2 U's double.
But it's weird because it should be
double V.
V, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe we just started writing it like that instead. Who knows? Who knows? I need a full Risa stream. Risa, what do you think? You should do a flip stream sometimes where Risa does it and you join in at the end.
I cannot continue talking like Bayzet can. It's a real skill. I just can't keep going like, you know.
2 hours of nonstop talking. I have one of my talents is the gift of gab. I can talk forever. And that's why a lot of people tell me to shut up. But Not here. This is my live stream. I could talk as much as I want. All right, Junior writes, double salt sounds insane.
Yeah.
We did not. It was sitting right next to these, and we were like, double salt. Probably not very good for you.
Oh.
What?
Sorry, I just got it. It says garlic powder and roast garlic powder is used. So maybe that's what
it's 2 kinds of garlic means. Powder.
Yeah. Maybe it's 2 kinds of salt and not like double the amount
Oh,
of salt.
right, maybe. Anyways, we'll double check. Maybe next week we'll do the double salt. We'll see. Ben, you'll get better at it. It does take time, but
okay.
All right. We'll start Risa. We'll start dragging her in these live streams earlier. We could talk about lady denim questions. I'm sure that there's going to be some questions about the ladies' perspective on stuff. So yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it off there. Hit the like button one more time to call everybody to hit the like button. Hit it now before we end the live stream. And I'll see you guys next week, next Friday, live here on YouTube. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, or we'll catch you on the replay. Thanks so much if you joined us live, or if you're watching us on the replay. If you like this kind of content, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see next week, and I'll try to prepare that type of stuff for you. When is the mustache coming back? Brandog124 writes, I don't know. At some point, I definitely wouldn't mind bringing it back. Kentar writes, I think a W Bayzat and Risa would be great. She is so knowledgeable. She is an encyclopedia of denim knowledge. There's no question about it. Underwater Pirates, see ya. Jose Riviera 3, enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Do something nice for yourself or somebody else. Definitely treat yourself. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.